I didn't register the heat until it touched my cheekbone. First a sharp sizzle, then a dull pulse, and finally the scent. Burnt flesh. Coffee. Humiliation. Her brother stood above me. Coffee mug still dripping. His jaw clenched like he was daring me to stand up for another hit. The room went still, but no one moved. Not even her. It wasn't a sting that made me swing. It was a look he gave me. The slight, smug grin curling his lip. I saw something cold in his eyes, something proud, like he'd been waiting for this moment. My knuckles slammed into his jaw with a crack. Chairs screeched against the floor. A baby started crying. Someone inhaled sharply, like it was a scene from a movie. And her, my wife, she stood there like stone, hands clasped in front of her like it was Sunday service. Calm, untouched, winter cold. No one said a word to me after that. Not her parents. Not the cousins I helped move couches for last spring. Not even her. I went back to the kitchen, pressing a damp towel against my face. Behind me, voices rose again as though I'd never come back, as if I didn't exist. Later, in the car, she finally spoke. "You should take every insult," she said, her tone flat, "and apologize." She didn't ask if I was all right, didn't look at the raw patch on my cheek, or wonder aloud what might have caused her brother to throw boiling coffee in my face. She just folded her hands neatly in her lap and stared out the windshield, like a decision had already been made. I didn't respond, just kept my hands on the wheel and drove, but the silence in the car wasn't empty. It pressed against my chest, heavier than the swollen bruise on my face. That night, I didn't sleep. I lay there beside her while she breathed evenly, like everything was normal, like nothing had shattered beyond repair, like I hadn't spent hours staring into the dark, unable to recognize the man reflected back at me. By 6:03 a.m., I was standing in the middle of the living room, suitcase at my feet. The air smelled like her, coconut shampoo and something artificial, something fake. And suddenly, I couldn't stand the scent anymore that I unlocked my phone and booked a one-way flight to Paris. No plans. No return ticket. I didn't leave a note. Just shut the door softly behind me, letting her sleep. By the time I cleared security, my phone buzzed once, then twice, and then it rang loud, 215 missed calls and messages. Her name, her mother's, friends who hadn't spoken to me for hours, even the brother, the one with the coffee, the one with the grin. But not one of them said, sorry. Not one asked why. They all just asked, where? 3 nights into Paris. I got drunk for the first time in 10 years. Not the messy kind, but the kind that numbs you while sharpening everything else. The kind that fills you with reckless courage. I opened one of the messages. It was her, a voice note. I didn't think he'd do that, but you shouldn't have hit him. You made me look bad. Please, we need to talk. Made me look bad. The words hit like shards of glass. That was it, wasn't it? It wasn't the pain. It wasn't the embarrassment. It was the image, the show, the optics. I started scrolling through the messages again. Every single one felt like damage control, not concern. No love, just panic because the wrong person had walked away. Then there was one from her cousin, the quiet one who always stared a bit too long. I know why he did it. He found out about the baby. My stomach turned. My heart didn't race. It just stopped. I read it again. The baby. Ours. No, I remembered the doctor's appointments. She said she canceled them. The whispers with her sister. The text she deleted. She had told me nothing. I scrolled further, digging deeper. Then I found it. An old thread she forgot to delete. Synced to the cloud. There it was. Her brother's name. The same one she'd asked me to apologize to. The one who'd thrown the coffee. Messages that walked the line between protection and something darker. He can't know. You promised. It's mine. 2 weeks later, I returned not to fix things, but to take what I'd left behind. My journals. My passport. What was left of my dignity. She was home alone, eyes wide, like she'd been caught in the dark. I didn't. She started. I raised my hand to stop her. I don't need the story, I said, but I already knew the story. Her mouth opened, then closed. I saw the weight of it fall on her. Something inside of her broke, quietly, like a beam cracking under pressure. "You don't understand," she said, her voice trembling. "Now I do," I replied calmly. "You lied, and then you asked me to apologize for bleeding." Silence, and then the faintest sob. She didn't reach for me. I packed my things slowly, deliberately. Her perfume was different now. Or maybe it was just the memory of it that had changed. At the door, I paused. "You let him hurt me, and then told me to apologize. That's not love. That's ownership." She didn't follow me. She knew it was over. And this time, I was the one who walked away. Not because I had to, but because I chose to. Some people only start screaming when the silence answers back.